Okay. Hello.
Hello, everybody. All right. Welcome to our Monday night call coming off of conference, Phoenix 2018. It was an incredible experience. Those of us that were there. I have to say, if you were there and you felt that it was by far, like way by far the best conference you've ever been to, please raise your hand. We've been to so many, and it was an amazing conference. It was really, really rich in content, lots of training and exciting news. The company itself, I just want to, I want to preface this call by letting you know that tomorrow night we're going to go through all the details and the note taking and all that kind of stuff for what we walked away with. Tonight we're going to talk about some concepts that we can apply to our business that I think are really important and that we should all really work to adopt quickly and just jump on board and move forward. So there's a couple of action steps that I'm going to leave you with tonight. But it really was one of the most, I think for me, validating conferences I've ever been to. They're always fun. We know that because we love hanging out with each other. They're always informative and, very inspiring and that kind of stuff. But I saw in this particular conference more of a thread of call to action than ever before. And I think that's indicative of just the momentum and the growth that the company is experiencing. And I have to say that I've never worked for a company that anticipated that so beautifully. Usually what happens when a company undergoes growth like this is that they're responding and reacting and things start breaking and falling and then they have to fix and they're like, hold on, we're growing. It's a really good thing, but this is and they have to go backwards. And specifically from a technology standpoint, I've experienced that firsthand being a high tech rep. And it's really fascinating and encouraging for me to see, even in the NMD meeting, they had the IT department stand up and we got a chance to kind of hear some things from them that I just want to give you guys full confidence that, they are doing everything in their power to remove obstacles out of our way so that we can really run in stride right now. And this is the time that you really want to pour into creating and setting up that foundation for your business so that you can springboard into, everything it promises to be. Because if you don't set it up correctly, there can be, some weak points. But if you follow the system and you really trust us in leading you that way, we're going to set you guys up in such a great way that, oh, hey, Amanda, welcome to the call. You really should be able to build this to any level of income that you want to. And that's my dream for all of you, is just that we help you achieve whatever goal is important and meaningful to you personally, right? So I hope you've all been dreaming and thinking about what you want, because that's, of course, the next couple of questions. And we'll be calling around and checking in with everybody to try to make sure that we're on the same page as you. If you're in a space where you're really happy with the way things are, you love your paycheck, you're happy, you don't want to do much more than what you're doing now, it's okay to say that, But if you're in a space where you're like, you know what, I want to take a step, I want to stretch here, I want to grow in this area, maybe I want to try team, I haven't really done much of that, and I want some coaching around that, that's important to communicate as well, okay? So it's really just, right now I'm asking for a lot of open communication and a lot of back and forth and really just lean on us, because this is going to be a really fun, awesome, fast-paced kind of a time that we're headed into. So with that, I'm wearing our Honeybee headgear because when Danielle pulled these out, I forget which conference it was. Do you remember which conference it was?
It was a conference
you made
when
NMD.
You had your
Okay, so it's for NMD. Okay.
NMD,
so,
we wore them.
So I got them for the whole team.
There was a sea of honeybees, and walking through the conference center with these antennas on it was hysterical, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, those are so awesome and they're so cool. And I have to say that when you're looking them down from upstage, it looks like you just have like balls hanging on top of your head. It doesn't look like there's anything branching up. It's a really neat experience, but I'm bringing them out to show you that we want people walking the stage, because we bring these puppies out to celebrate team. And it is up to all of you and all of the people that we bring on to really get as many of us up there to represent Tampa full force as we can. Okay, that is one of the most exhilarating, exciting times as a team. And I really just want to encourage all of you to reach for either sales coordinator or senior sales or Q or NMD. Those are the times when we can all really rally behind you and celebrate you and get your face up there and just really love all over you. So that's why the headgear tonight. Okay. So what we're going to do tonight is talk about two things. There were two main things that kind of came off of conference that I think that we can all apply really beautifully to our business and start now, like today now. The first piece of it is this new launch system, which I'm so grateful that they did this. We have been, crafting and recrafting and working behind the scenes and bringing things to you guys to simplify the startup process. And what happened was a group of colleagues got together and with the help of corporate put together tools in place so that we can have pretty much 80% automation on all of our systems of starting people up, so that everybody that comes into the business can feel like there's a duplicatable system. They're going to get the same messaging, the same videos, the same steps to follow. And of course, the 20% variance is the impact of their team, right? It's us, it's your welcome call, it's your leadership team that's going to help guide you and support you through the process. But that 80% being uniform is so beautiful, because that really helps us duplicate down the same thing over and over and over again. And it doesn't require myself or Danielle to be on the phone to do that piece. That's the piece where we can really set people up to self-start and do a little bit and then reconvene, see how they're doing. They're going to get great coaching from some of the best people in the business, which is really exciting to watch. And I've been kind of going through, I know Danielle has been too, like playing the videos, going through it. So we're all restarting together, if you would. And what do I always say? You fall in love with the process, right? And if you fall in love with the process, you're really in a constant state of restart, because you're always bringing new people on. You're always expanding your team. You're always expanding your customer base. You're always sharing your story, right? So there are all these, baseline fundamental skills and stuff and processes that are in place. So I want to take you there tonight and show you guys what this is going to look like. And I really encourage you all, whether you're new or you've been here for a while, to go through the steps with us and go through this process so that you have the personal experience of doing it, so that when you bring on somebody, you can see how simple and duplicatable it is. Okay. And obviously, if you get stuck or anything, we're always here, but it's just a really great system. So with that, I want to share my screen. Any questions while I'm pulling that up? Okay, hold on. I never know why it switches screens when I do that, but okay. All right, we're gonna go to the home screen here. So can you guys all see this? Somebody give me a yes. I can't see you anymore.
Yes.
Okay. So up here, the website is, and you have to write the part in first, but thefreedomrevolution.com. Okay. And my computer saved it, so it's not going to pull up the password, but you can send anybody here at the home section to learn about what this is. So this is like kind of a welcome video, if you would, describing a little bit. This is a business-oriented focal point, okay? And the reason that we have this is not to replace the mission-driven model. I don't want to confuse anybody. It's to really give people a stepping stone. When they first come into the business, a lot of people tend to get overwhelmed because there's so much information, and we've been so sensitive to that as a team to try to filter out how much we give them at first so that they don't feel like they have to know everything. And this website just makes it a lot easier, okay? So what they've done is kind of filtered it for us and brought them to this first piece here, which I love. This is a bunch of videos that speaks directly to the types of people that you can pull in to the business or recruit in. So if you have somebody that's an athlete, these are athletes speaking about why they chose the business, okay? Entrepreneurs and free spirits, I love that. Videos inside of here that will talk about those specific, groups of people, medical professionals, parents, military. Military is a big one, you guys. Think about a lot of people, a lot of my friends in the business have, spouses that have traveled a bulk of time. I mean, sometimes it's 8 months or 2 years. I mean, they're away for a long time and they live on a pretty fixed income. So it's a special thing when you can bring them into the business. Silver seniors, mom, check that piece out. I love that. Teachers, there you go, guys. Take a look. And professionals, those of us who were working, strong incomes, and big jobs, you've got an opportunity to really talk to them there about that. So I encourage you, obviously, first play around and see what all these things are, right? Like watch them yourself. But then once, let's say somebody decides that they are interested in the business, there's all of this other section here. You have the get started, facts, videos, compensation plan, and documents. And some of this is still under construction. So if you get to that space and it's just keep visiting back, it'll get up there soon. But like the get started piece, I'm going to click on that and show you guys. New representative startup. Okay. So right here, it gives you your first, and I love how it's in sequence too, because there's a lot of people that come into this business and they're working full time, and they've got like the evening, say like 10 o'clock or later, right, where they're working on their side job, like this for a while. And it's nice to be able to get here when you're sleeping or, whatever's happening. But you can work at your own pace and your own time. And then once they're through this process, and there's a starter guide here too, which I will click and show you guys.
And just to interject one sec.
Yeah.
Melissa briefly mentioned this because the password was saved. All of those other tabs on top are all password protected. And the password is Revolution. So that's for you guys to know. But when you're initially inviting somebody onto this site to take a look, they don't need all this other stuff. That's why it's password protected. So you just need to give them the website and that first page, those stories to look through. And then if they're ready to take that next step together, that's when you would dive in with the password protected stuff.
Thank you so much. Yes, I forgot to say that. And if you notice, it mirrors the Healthy Living Revolution, you guys, which is also Revolution is the password on that one. So that's more of the, the product stuff and the experience piece. And this is the business. Okay. So Freedom Revolution, just pertaining to the business. So the starter guide here, this is something you can either print down or you can download it. And in here, you can type right in. So casting vision. Okay, you can see how this goes through. So what's possible with the Juice Plus company? What is your passion, excitement about partnering with this company and joining the mission? In this short video, Lauren Lehav will help you see many things that this business can help you expand your options and realize your dreams. We're all driven for different reasons, so jot down why you made the great decision to partner with this company. And one of the things that I've been encouraging people to kind of think about too in this section right here is, like creating almost like a personal mission statement. Like, what is it that why did you say yes to this? What is it that you're hoping to accomplish with this? Right? Like, I think when people know the whys, then the business itself and the products themselves start to make a lot more sense to them. I took some time today and I was jotting some things down, and this is still kind of a rough draft, but, I wrote down, in fact, when I first started the business, my mission statement was very clean and simple. It was just, I want to positively impact people on a daily basis. And I went out and to work and do that. Okay. As I've developed through the marketing plan and through life, it's changing a little bit now. Like, I'm really falling in love with helping people grow into their true potential, of who they are. So today I was just kind of playing around with this, but I jotted down, I'm on a mission to empower as many people as I can to be the best version of themselves and to inspire a team of thoughtful, caring individuals to pay forward the gifts that have been given to me. And so that, again, I have to massage it a little bit and probably shorten it a bunch, but just the concept that like, I'm really working to use this as a vehicle to help people do that. I think that that's much more attractive to talk about. People will ask a lot more questions about that. So this is kind of a section that you want to watch that video and then think about, like it should be a working document in progress. And I would hope that you would take the time with your sponsor, or with one of your upline leaders to go through that, because you want to get that really down pat. Okay. So the second piece here is making your list. And you've seen this red light, green light. We just did this a couple of weeks ago, right? They took this and put it right into the system, which I love. And this is really about helping you make your list. So if you go through here, there is a video by Jenna and Jake Rude, and they are wonderful at explaining this. And they take you through how to fill out your memory jogger and really just explain, the red relationships, yellow relationships, and green. So it kind of talks to you about, just like we've been working on, right? You guys can see it right in front of you, but someone that's really not in motion, they're just in friend, somebody you recently met, you admire, don't personally know. And then conversation goals. You see how the goals are in this situation to build the relationship into yellow and start asking questions to identify connections. So you want to be engaging with those people to move them into a space of yellow. And then in that area, that's kind of where the 6 to 7 exposures happen before they get to a place where they can make a decision about Juice Plus, right? Or the business. So this is just so great. And this is, I went ahead and I printed all this out. So I'm already starting to fill it out. But I see how it takes you through right here, red, yellow, or green. You can kind of identify, or you can just use a marker and put them in there. You know them from where, the connections that have been made, the journey so far, next step, location, contact, decision, right? So you take them through the whole process. I think this is such a great way to get organized quickly. So if you're one of those people like me, I'll be the first one to say it, who's got names in all sorts of places. I find them written down in my, my pocketbook. I've got them listed in the back of business cards. I've got notes everywhere. Like, this is a really easy place that you can go in and either type or print out and write it in, but all the people that you want to be contacting and getting into the system to move forward, right? So such a great tool. Sharing your product story, we work a lot on this, and this is so great. Kim McCall, one of my favorite people, she takes us through this and really teaches you how to do it well and effective. The thing about the story is it just needs to be authentic to you. So these are all tools and guidelines to build one. I know that we work a lot on our product story. If that feels more authentic to you, then stick with that. But if you want to kind of have a little try with this, then go into it a little bit. And, beginning, middle, end, now, it takes you all the way through it. And then it has you rewrite the part as a paragraph beginning to end. So I love that there's like a workbook here, because I think that's super helpful for people. Okay, so sharing your business story, same thing. It's going to take you through this acronym of PLOT. So Danielle mentioned this when we were going through it before, but basically you can read through this all yourself. You guys, I'm not going to take all the time to do that, but it's basically showing like, where did you start? Why did you say yes? What did you realize in the process, and where are you going, right? It's the same, kind of the same thing that you were mentioning before a little bit. And then events. So here we go with the events, like the signing up for events. So there's so much similarity between what we've been doing and the way that they put this together, that this shouldn't feel weird or strange. It should just be one of those things that you could like easily print out, hole punch, put in a binder. As long as you start using it, that's where it's going to come in handy. Okay. And then effective inviting. And then there's videos that pertain to all of this. So I'm going to just breeze through this really quick and then take you back to the videos really quick. But you'll see social media success. This is one of the most valuable pieces, I think, in here, because so many people come in asking questions about it. There is literally training, and there's social media 1.0 and 2.0 training that they're going to have in there. So first, it's just the basics of getting to know what to do, and then they take it a step further and really help you expand on some things. So this will be an ongoing and developing project for us that we can keep plugging into. But let's see, 4 areas of personal interest that you can post about. I'm going to leave that blank, and tomorrow night we're going to talk, hopefully someone's going to cover a little piece on this of what, why that's there and why it's important, because it makes a lot of sense for growing your business online. And then following up, again, more process in this. Can you see how valuable this is, you guys? Expanding your team. I mean, it's so awesome. My dream team, we kind of go into this, like filling that out. What's next? Okay, so I wrote down my why. I filled in my 30 names on my memory jogger, wrote down the first draft of my story and my business story, identified a few types of Juice Plus events that I'd like to enjoy. So you can kind of go through the checklist with your sponsor, and then you have a startup meeting and you get going, and start working. And usually that means like reaching out to people, texting them, inviting them together, working on fine-tuning a couple of things with the language, answering any questions. And then on the last page here, or towards the end here, it's official Juice Plus resources. So this will take you to, on the page of Happy to Assist You. So this is going to be your personal website and your Tower Garden website. You'll fill that in after you've got that set up. Then the Healthy Living Revolution, your Shred 10, Freedom. So it gives you everything that you need, really. And it even goes through the passwords and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So it's a pretty awesome tool. I hope you guys agree. We're so excited about this. And it really is just going to save us all a bunch of time and really standardize the way with which people come through the process, which is really exciting, because this is a business of duplication. So it's really important that we get that down pat. So the casting vision piece, I watched this today with Lauren, is really beautiful. The making your list is another, I watched that as well. You see how there's a video that correlates with each part of this. So you could really do it one at a time and kind of go through. But I think the art of follow-up is one of the most important things, there. So hopefully, and then I love this too, the frequently asked questions, because those of you who have been around a lot know that we have a ton of questions and they usually come in all the same. And look at this, okay? How is it different from a multivitamin? How is it made? Is it organic? Why do we use soy in our complete shakes? Is it non-GMO? We go through all this stuff that people ask, and you can share these videos, is my understanding. But it really gives you a good explanation as to, when you're a leader in this business, you get the same questions over and over and over and over again. So it's really special to be able to point people to a place that has a standardized response, so we all are talking the same language. So, okay, I want to close this out.
There's business. If you keep going down to, there was business questions.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. I was going to go click somewhere else, but thank you. Okay. So, and some of this may move around a little bit, you guys, as we get started, but I'm just so excited that it's here, because this is really what we were looking to create for you, and it's already done. It's so great. Okay. How do I take care of my customers? How do I set up my personal website, right? How do I place a Juice Plus order? How do I sign in a new team member? I mean, look at this. Is this incredible or what? How do I change the shipment date on an order? How do I place it? I mean, it's all really good stuff.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does this kind of replace what or I guess I can ask Danielle too, what Danielle had gone over, like getting started for a new rep, how to get a new rep started. Danielle, does this replace what we went over, like the order of how we should get a new rep started?
It's a good question. This is a really big piece to the puzzle now that we kind of didn't have. So this will replace some things that I had done with my team, but we'll still have, our startup process. So, you have a new team member that signs on. This is now the website that you can send them to go through, and kind of, they can get themselves started. Then together you can walk through that, this new startup booklet, so to speak, but you're still going to schedule, a welcome call with myself or, Melissa, because they need to know who their leadership is too. And then we'll go through like the startup process together. But this is like a really big piece to like the puzzle that's really going to help answer a lot of questions early on and just streamline the process of getting a new distributor started with kind of all of the things in one nice spot.
Mm-hmm.
So do you suggest that they take a look at this first when they sign on, say, look at this website, go through it, and then after you've done that, we will talk, and then you set them up with everything? Is that what you recommend?
Yeah, this should be sent to somebody when they sign up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And there's going to be places, like, even for people who want to see like this compensation plan right now. So Marketing Plan Basics, like I went to click on some of these things and they weren't quite working today. But again, just be patient with the site. It's just brand new. It's under construction, as you can see, right? So updated videos are going to be released. There's also a Canadian section here too, which I really appreciated, because their compensation plan is a little different because of the points and things. So there's so much information on here. I mean, there's videos. I'll take you to that in a second. But what it did basically, if you go to Mission Driven Model, I mean, I think everybody can agree there's just so much information on there, which is wonderful, but it can be really overwhelming. And so what they did is they took out the pieces that a brand new distributor really needs to kind of get under their belt to feel good about their decision and to take some steps, right? And so that's all here. And then kind of once they get through a lot of that, then I think it's, then we can kind of graduate them on and move them to the other spaces and let them go into more of that. But there's the shortcut. I mean, look at all this, like, just really helpful stuff to kind of get a new person going, right? Order forms and whatnot. So, yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so say I have somebody who is interested in the business.
Yeah.
So the first thing we do is we send them to that, we just do we give them the freedomrevolution.com. And then those boxes of videos are going to show up.
Yes.
And they're going to choose themselves what they want to look at. Right?
They're going to get to the homepage. That's as far as they're going to be able to go.
That's what I mean. And then they're going to see those little dashboard of videos, and they're going to choose if they're an entrepreneur or whatever, they teacher, and then they're going to watch that.
Yeah, or you can send those to them. Like you
Well,
could
that
send them
too.
direct video if you wanted to. Yeah.
Okay. So what is better, to send them that or send them to the freedomrevolution.com?
I think I think it depends on, first and foremost, let's not replace the three-way call, because the three-way call is the most important thing to get people interested in the business and having them feel comfortable with working with team and who we are, right? So we really want to get them, engaged in some way with us, right? That would be one. The Freedom Revolution Zoom calls, I think, are, in my opinion, correct me, Danielle, if you see it differently, but I think it probably would make sense to get on a Zoom, have a conversation, obviously, pique some interest, get them on a Zoom, or have a three-way call to get them on the Zoom, right? If they want to take another step, bring them to that website. They can click on the videos, take a look that much further, right? When they were ready to say yes, and that might require another three-way call or not, right? When they're ready to say yes, then put them into, get them into the system and then give them the password and take them through that so they can start to play around on there and press some of those. Because the most important thing that I think there's a lot of important stuff on there, but that Lauren video, like, to get people thinking about their why right away is so important. We tend to find a lot of people that want to sign up for a discount, right, on the product. And if you build a team of people who want a discount, they're never going to build a business. It's going to take a small percentage of them will. But if we're attracting people because there's they're connected to the messaging and the drive and the experience of other people that are like them, then there's much more to attach to. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes a richer experience.
I want to just going back to Chris Ann's question too, because I actually have this in play right now with Stacy. I don't think she's on the call right now, but how we're utilizing this is she had someone who was interested in learning more about the business. And in the process of us setting up a time and finding a time to do a three-way call, we've sent her to this website to take a look at that first page. So those videos, she can watch whatever one's going to speak to her, or she can sit there and watch all of them. And then we're speaking tomorrow night, right? So, so Stacy and her communication was, are you open to hopping on the phone and speaking to my friend? Yes, she was. Great. Let's set up a time. In the meantime, take a look at this website. There's some videos there you can watch, and then we'll talk to her, Tuesday night. So, we'll see how it goes, obviously. But in the meantime, before I speak to her, she's had a chance to watch these videos, maybe has some more questions, but gets a better feel. And you'll understand too, when you watch those videos, you're hearing people's perspectives who have been doing this business successfully from different walks of life. Right. So it really can cast a big wide net to say, it's not just the stay-at-home mom who's doing this kind of thing. There's athletes, there's professionals, there's free spirits, entrepreneurs, what have you. And that in itself can cast a little vision, right? And then we set up the conversation. So our conversation can be a little bit more about maybe the nuts and bolts of how it all works. What does it look like? What is our team like? Make it a little bit more personal to us and our, what we're all about. And then she can see if we're a fit for her. So that answers a little bit.
And that's why, again, we're just encouraging you guys to all take the step and do it yourself, right? To see kind of what feels good and what feels right. And the tools are all there. So, it's not like we're not replacing the personal piece to any of this by any means. It's just we're standardizing some things, which is really necessary in a business like ours. It's going to be so much easier for all of you and all of us, to be able to guide people and support people well. I think about the Jennifers, they're so good at asking questions and, getting up on Boxer and stuff. But so much of what you've been curious about is right there, and you could have just gone there and, you know what I'm saying? Now that we have that tool, we always run into the same questions and the same stuff. It's just repetition. And so I'll tell you personally, the initial thought that I had in my head was oh my gosh, I have the freedom to go sponsor as many people as I want right now. Because before it took so much time to raise one rep, and now I feel like this is going to help us in such a big way as a team grow fast. So I just want to encourage you to really embrace that and don't hold back, go through the process yourself, click on the videos, ask questions. If you have comments, feedback, like, get it to us so that this is an interactive experience, but it should be something that we're super, super excited about because it's going to make things really great. Any other questions specific to what you just saw? No?
Okay. I was going to say, everybody on the phone, I've muted you, so I can unmute you. Hold on, just in case you do have a question, I've unmuted you.
They can't see my ears. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to leave with two more things. So one thing that I am committed to doing from now until next conference, because we pretty much build our goals from conference to conference, is hosting a 10 a.m. Monday morning call, which I'm going to call Momentum Calls, for 10 a.m. Pacific, which would be 1 o'clock Eastern. I understand that there's people that work, but this is the time that works best for me, to be honest. And for those of you who can't get on that live call, I want to give you the option to be part of a Voxer group if you choose to. This is a call that is designed to be there in support of your goals. There's going to be a very clean and clear format for everybody to follow. There'll be X amount of time and a timekeeper to talk about, really evaluate what your wins were from the week before, what you're working on for this current week, and then, any evaluation, of what happened and where you're going and all that kind of measurement for how you're inching forward. The idea is to keep everybody in the same motion in the same direction, and the goal is obviously independent to you. So whatever it is that you want to accomplish, we'll help you break that down and systematize that so that it becomes tangible and measurable. Okay. But I think that this is something that, we don't have a time to do it on our call here, but it is something that I've always wanted to do. We did it a lot of years ago and it was really successful. And again, it's totally optional. So if you would like to join us for that and you have a goal that you would like to work on, just let Danielle know or message me privately and we'll get you in that. Okay. And give you that information. And then the other thing is I've asked Buffy I just feel really called to do this. And so I'm going to offer up an opportunity, again, completely voluntary and independent, but Buffy is just a really special spirit and has a really beautiful skill of prayer. And I wanted to ask her to come on 15 minutes prior to that call and lead us in just prayers for the people on our team. And I welcome, prayers from any religion, because we have so many on our team. It's not, it's all inclusive. I don't want anybody to feel left out of this at all, but just knowing that there are people, really loving on you and caring about you, and whether that's personal or business or, for a team goal or whatever. I just wanted to create space for a short stint for us to get together for those of us that want to engage in that kind of activity. So those two things are going to happen. So Mondays at 9:45, that'll start. And then at 10 a.m., we'll kick off the half-hour momentum calls, and it'll just be, please be prompt because it'll be in and out, and it's good. It's going to be really great because we can all kind of see where we are and what we're working on, whether it's getting qualified or, adding a new team or getting towards a promotion or whatever it is, it's going to be a pretty awesome thing. But I really wanted to create that consistency because I think that's a great way to start out the week and then plan for, you reevaluate on Friday, reset your goals and start up again, Mm-hmm. Okay. Are we excited? I hope we're excited. This is such a great time. There's so much happening. And then tomorrow night, we're going to go through a lot of the details. There's a lot of increased bonus money and all sorts of stuff happening. It's awesome. It's awesome. Awesome. So please tune in at 6 o'clock with the Heat team for the rest of that stuff, because that'll be coming down.
9 p.m. Eastern for us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Anything? We're good? All right. So we're closing out the month tonight. I'll pull the numbers. I would like to congratulate my husband. He doesn't even know it because he doesn't do much in his business, but he just qualified his business for the first time. So yay, Paul. And there's a bunch of us that are really kind of sitting around that 500 mark. That's a really safe space to be in. So if you're in that space of PV 500 or so, I'd love to partner with you and help you build that back up, because it's going to be a fun, like I said, this is going to be a really fun, expansive time. And it's an easy time to kind of grab those orders and get those team going and get yourself back on track. So,
Hey,
all right.
Is tomorrow going to be recorded?
It should be. It should be. Yeah. You know, God willing that there's no technology issues, because you never know, right? But yes, it should be, Maxine.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have for you guys. If there's anything else, Danielle, we good?
We're good.
Okay.
Exciting stuff coming up.
Yay. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for getting on.
Good night, guys.